Happy Friday, Caleb. How is the weather in Olympia? We've got sunshine. I'm looking out the window at a little bit of clouds in the sky, but mostly actual sunshine. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's time to crack one open and talk about the week that was. Yeah. Trying to think of what I watched this week, and I feel like I watched something, but for the life of me, it's not sticking in my brain. Oh yeah, no, I remember now. I watched The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai on Tubi, and it looked pretty decent. The alternative was a DVD from the library or an HD stream on Tubi, and the HD stream on Tubi was pretty wonderful. I described it in my review on Letterboxd as filled with one-liners, as if Ed Wood was influenced by Thomas Pynchon, and I stand by that. I think it's kind of a weird film in the sense that it's all just kind of throwaway lines. It's not like one-liners in the modern sense of like Marvel movies or things of that nature, but it's all, you're kind of in media res for the entirety. Like there's really no clear explanation of anything in the film, but all of the lines are just kind of these little throwaway clever bits. So yeah, it's an enjoyable film. Is it a great film? No. But if you want to see Peter Weller doing a pretty swell Adam Ant impression, it's not bad. But yeah. Other than that, this week was a lot of fighting with trying to upload HDR to YouTube, and yeah, boy, I don't know why they got to make it so difficult. For the entire year that I've been uploading, or for the entire year, every film I've uploaded this year, every video I've uploaded this year, has been graded and finished on my end in HDR. That is Rec 2020 1000 nit PQ with the proper HDR10 plus metadata that YouTube claims they want to see in HDR uploads. And none of them have actually successfully processed as HDR so far. I tried one last trick yesterday to get my latest film, Doom Tone, the black and white version, we'll get to that, to show up in HD, and I haven't checked back yet, but I don't think it did. Basically, there's these tricks going around that if you snip 2 frames off the end of the film in the edit mode in YouTube, that it forces YouTube to re-encode from the original file, so it might show up as HDR now. Didn't seem to work. Pardon me. And yeah, it's been extremely frustrating because when you're shooting in RAW, like I'm doing now, or on my SL2S, or on my my Sigma FP, all of which I shoot in RAW in some form, and then you grade it and it looks beautiful, and then you upload to YouTube and it looks like dog shit. It's just so frustrating. But I've essentially given up, is what I'm getting to. And I'm now grading in HDR in an ACES timeline. And then ACES, at the end, I just switched the display transform to Rec 709 and kick out a Rec 709 file. Is it the best way to go about this? Probably not. But it does 2 things. I can archive an HDR file for myself. So I save all the films, not the Friday ones, because these are, whatever, but all the actual monthly films, I save an HDR copy to my iCloud, as Dolby Vision. Actually, I kick out an uncompressed HDR10 version into From Resolve, and then I open that up in compressor, and then I convert it to Dolby Vision 8.4. Pretty slick, and then I can upload it to iCloud, and I've got a nice HDR Dolby Vision. Everything looks like it should, but I then, export a Rec 709 version, which I'm uploading to YouTube. At least that's the plan going forward. Which is what I did with, you might notice there's a color version of Doomtone, because I decided, okay, well, let me try regrading this in color in Rec 709. And I don't think looks that good. It didn't look, it didn't work that well. Didn't really kind of do what I want, which I know kind of why. It's because I shot it with a Tiffin Ultra Contrast 3 filter, which makes it extremely difficult to get the contrast to look right in color. But if you're going for black and white, it looks awesome. Why didn't I do a 709 black and white version? I figured it'd be dumb to have a black and white and two different black and white versions that are essentially the same on YouTube as a test. So I'm like, I got this. I'll regrade it in color. I'll export it as 709. I'll upload it to YouTube. I'll see how it looks. It looks fine. Not like I want it to look. Not as good as I think it could look. I think if I practiced more and got to where I could anticipate the subtle contrast compression that you get between grading in HDR 1000 nit and then exporting it out as a tone mapped 709 100 nit, yeah, a lot of practice is essentially what I need on that note, because not the best looking thing I've ever made, but that's why we're doing this, right? To get practice. So, yeah. So, one last thing I was going to talk about, actually. Let me get another sip here. One last thing I was going to cover was this month, there's a lot of cool stuff uploaded on Criterion Collection. Criterion channel, I mean, if you're streaming the Criterion Collection channel, which I do. And you've got my, you got Criterion too. But, so Criterion has a new collection this month called VHS Forever, one of which is Videodrome, which is hilarious because all the video formats in that are not VHS, they're Betamax, but for the nerds out there. But there was a lot of super neat films, many of which I had not seen before, a lot of which I had, but one of the ones that kind of surprised me was Rewind by Sion Sono. And it's not going to be for everyone. It's kind of like, imagine Videodrome if it was way less plot and way more perviness and weird sex. So Sion Sono was he's still alive. I don't know if he's still making films, but he is a Japanese film director who specialized in the 80s and 90s in what was known in Japan as Pinku Iega or something. My Japanese is obviously garbage, but essentially pink films. So what that was is like softcore, kind of sexy films, but he didn't make them. He kind of subverted it. Like, he wasn't doing, it's like, oh, look at this, sexy, situations. His films are almost all horror films, in a sense. So, weird psychological stuff going on, a lot of weird nudity, but Rewind is not my favorite of the films I've seen of his so far, but it's a good film. So I just have been picking up lately. Vinegar Syndrome has been putting out collections. So I've got the first 3 volumes of Sion Soto's, or no, I'm an idiot. It's not Sion Soto. Shit. It is not Sion Soto. Damn it. It's, see, my phone, which I'm filming this on, I'd be looking this up right now. It's Satô. Sion Soto. My Japanese cinema knowledge is obviously garbage, right? It's Satô. It's something with an H. something starts with an H. Satô. Damn it. But yeah, the film is called Rewind. It's on the Criterion Collection. Don't watch with the kids, but if you're into some weirdness, it's cool. It's weird. But if you're into something a little more tame, Videodrome's in that collection as well. And Videodrome is a Stone Cold classic. And then they also have lots of other interesting ones, but Brian De Palma's, mine's blanking out. Take another drink, that'll help it out. Brian De Palma's Body Double is in there. So Body Double is like, you know, Brian De Palma's kind of made a career of like ripping off Hitchcock, but Body Double is if you took Vertigo and Rear Window and kind of smushed them together, and Melanie Griffith's like a porn actress. It's pretty amazing. So well worth checking out. But anyway, pretty much that whole collection of VHS Forever on Criterion. I'm excited to delve into that. The other one that I was really super excited about was one called Romanian New Wave. I'm a big fan of the very few Romanian films that I've seen so far, most of which are directed by Radu Jude, which they didn't have any of his on there, which I was a little bit bummed about, but I'm excited to dive into more Romanian cinema, something that's a huge blind spot for me. But, pardon me. But yeah, that is my week, basically. How is your week going? I look forward to hearing from you on Monday. And for anybody else out there who might have, tuned in, probably thinking, who is this clown that can't differentiate Soto from Satô? Yeah, I'm there with you, bud. I'm there with you. Anyways, have a good week, and I'll talk to you next Friday. Consider